Hey, everybody. Welcome. I know a lot of you guys are going to be watching on my YouTube channel, but I've got this broadcasted over Facebook as well, all my personal Facebook page and all my social media. So here's the thing. My grandmother was an awesome, awesome woman. By the way, Tiff's here too. There she is. Very nice. My grandmother was an awesome, awesome woman. And she worked hard. She worked very, very hard. Mind you, she passed away yesterday on Thursday. Sunday, she had church. That woman had church no matter what. And I'm going to tell you a story of when I was 11 years old, real quick, because this matters. When I was 11 years old, my grandmother almost died. She had congestive heart failure. She was the type of person, like, she didn't like to go to the doctor. She didn't like to go to the hospital unless she absolutely had to. And she worked herself so hard. My great grandmother was alive at the time. My great grandma came over to take care of me, and I only had one sister at the time. That was Jamie, Tracy. Sorry, my brain is. Anyways, so
We'll give you a price.
thank you. So here's the thing. She had emergency surgery. They had to drain the fluid around her heart. They had to fly her by helicopter to Ann Arbor to the University of Michigan Hospital. And here's the thing. I was 11 years old. Here's something you may not know about me. And I've shared it a couple of times, but I know I don't talk about it a lot because for some people it freaks them out. Some people, they don't understand it. Some people, there's a stigma to it. Obviously, I have a different story than a lot of people. But I was a child preacher. And a lot of you guys know that. And I wasn't a child preacher because I was forced into it or because my grandmother made me. In fact, my grandma actually tried to hinder my progression through the ministry and stuff. But I did things and I pursued things that proved my ability to minister even at a young age. And a lot of you know that story. If you're on my Facebook right now, a lot of you know me personally. You know that story. But the other thing, and obviously we're in the car, so if we cut off for a second, just stay with us, okay? But the other thing, and Tiff, maybe you can monitor comments and stuff as we're doing this, just in case. Part of that was all the adults around me started saying, because it was a Saturday night that my grandma went into the hospital, and all the adults around me started saying, "Oh, well, we're going to close the church down for Sunday." Because we're just a small church, but, we're going to close the church down. We're not going to have church. We're not going to do this. And at 11 years old, I stood up and I said, no, that's not what we're doing. I'm the assistant pastor of this church, not just in name, not just to be cute. If my grandma wasn't there, I was in charge at 11 years old. And I told everybody, I said, no, we're not going to cut down. I said, everybody's going to get together. We're going to have a prayer meeting. We're going to pray for her Saturday night into Sunday. And I said, and we will have church on Sunday. And we did. People came together. We still had our services. I actually went to my school on Monday. They knew I was a minister. A lot of my teachers and everything from my elementary school actually used to come to my services when I was a kid. They would come hear me preach, and had a lot of good friends. Did a lot of great things through school. But I went to school and I said, listen, this is my responsibility. My grandmother's in the hospital. I have to take care of this. I need my schoolwork for the next 2 weeks. I'm not going to be here. And I know times are different now. I don't know how that would go over now. But you know what? They gave me my schoolwork for the next 2 weeks, and I did it. And we took care of things, and the church went on. And I was thinking about this last night. My grandmother would not cancel church for anything. And I don't know why things happen, but if I was at my other church, I wouldn't be in a position where I would just be able to drop everything and say, hey, I'm just going to go over and do something at my grandma's church. And listen, my grandma wanted me to take her church for the longest time. And I'm not saying that that's going to be where we're at, but I am saying this. My grandma wouldn't cancel church. In the craziest of times, my grandma still went forward with services. We're not going to cancel church now. So this Sunday, 11 a.m., I'm asking you to please come visit 1502 Jane Avenue in Flint. They celebrate her life. We're still working on the funeral things. It's not the funeral, but the Lord's work goes on, and the calling goes on, no matter what. And so I'm asking you, if you're in the area, to please come. Let's worship together. Let's spend some time together. And also, we're going to live stream it for my friends who support me. And you guys, can I just say how wonderful you've been in your support of me and my family? I can't even tell you how much we appreciate it. And I want to say a special shout out to Rhea. Rhea yesterday, she donated $150 to our Cash App. Thank you so much, Rhea. You
are a blessing.
You are a blessing, and you're awesome, and you don't even realize just how much that is a blessing right now. And you know, it's not a super chat. I can't bring up a thing on the screen, you know, that says anything. But Rhea, thank you so much, and thank you to all of our friends all over the world who've reached out to me. I mean, I got people reaching. Mark from Benson's Emporium has reached out to me several times. Our good friends Cylon, Scotty, and Sophie have reached out to us, and I mean, I can't even go down the list. I mean, Dawson, other people have. You guys have been so amazing in reaching out to us. Even like Brooke, Anthony, ACS's wife, you know, reached out. Just so many people.
Rhea says, "Thank you for your encouragement and making me feel welcomed in your community."
Thank you, Rhea. You're all welcome. You're all welcome here. And so Sunday, we're going to spend some time together. Even if you're not a person of faith, maybe even if like you don't have any faith, or maybe you're a different religion. And you know what? Here's the thing. Some of you may not know about me. Like, I love comparative religions. I've done a lot of study of comparative religions. We were talking about this the other day on the stream when I was cutting up melon. We've had a lot of interesting streams lately, haven't we? I mean, it's the channel. Yes, we talk about entertainment, we talk about all that stuff and everything, but lately we've been getting into some really good stuff. And so I was cutting up melon. We were talking about comparative religions, and I love comparative religions. I have visited other churches or denominations, and I've visited not just that, but other religions. I thought that was lame. Other religions in general. I mean, I've gone to mosques and different services and things like that because I have friends from different backgrounds, and so this is going to be just a continuation. Because listen, my grandmother worked so hard. My grandmother gave up everything, and I'm going to put together a stream that we honor her, so that you can learn a little bit more about my grandmother. I know some of you have seen the pictures, and you're like, wow. I mean, she lived an amazing life that is so different than others, and honestly, like, I can't even, is that a traffic jam out there? Yeah, I don't think I can get on there. I got to tell you, there are so many things that woman has seen and done that I can't even explain to you. I mean, just mysteries that are there for me and my sisters, even as far as different things she did. I mean, she was friends with celebrities and singers and actors, and I mean, she worked in Vegas in the entertainment industry, and then she became a Christian, and she became a pastor, and she dedicated her life to helping others. And I can't tell you, like, she was a fantastic woman. And we're going to honor her because she deserves to be honored for who she is and what she was, and who she continues to be in. Oh, dang it. What in the world? All these roads are closed now. Like, how in the world did we get anywhere? I have no idea how to.
Go this way.
Yeah, can you text Tracy and just tell her this is all cut off? To 69E. That's not what. That's not how you get. Whatever. Sorry, but all the roads are closed. But here's the thing. My grandmother, she gave up everything to take care of me and my two sisters. And look, she had people that loved her, you know, that supported her over the years, and I'm thankful for those people who supported my grandmother in the good times and the bad times, and you know, we had a lot of great memories. And then yeah, you know what? There's some people who were just downright buttheads. I'll be honest with you. And you know what? And they treated my grandma just horribly. And you know, they liked her for a while, you know, but whenever something happened that she didn't necessarily agree with, or you know, that they didn't necessarily agree with, uh, you know, she stood up for what she believed was right. And so, you know, when you do that, it's not always popular, is it? It's not always the popular thing. So, you know, to those people, and a couple of them have kind of popped their head up a couple of times here in the last, you know, week. And look, some of them had nice things to say, and I'm grateful for that, you know, but, you know, a lot of people will do that, you know, like when somebody passes, all of a sudden, you know, they act like they were, you know, friends the whole time. And look, we know, right? We know. But my grandmother's work, she worked at that church. She opened that church in '84, but she started before that.
Yeah, we're watching. Tell him I should be driving. LOL. I agree, Tracy.
Tracy's watching. My sister's watching, and so yeah. Sorry, we got I don't know what's going on here. Like everything is freaking closed out. Like I'm literally, Tracy. We're literally over on like Lippincott, like going the other way because it's all shut down. It wouldn't let us over to the church. So now we're going by Central.
Next time you live stream, I drive.
Okay, but listen.
Listen.
My grandmother worked for over 40 years at that church. She was in ministry for a lot longer than that, even. And woman frustrated me so much with so many things. I'd give anything to argue with her right now. Give anything just to be able to sit across the table from her and tell her that whatever it was that I'd give anything for her to just embarrass me in a Starbucks and start speaking in tongues or doing her Pentecostal thing. She was so stubborn. And so am I. We were talking, me and my sisters were talking. It's about how we're all stubborn. As much as we didn't want to be like her, sometimes we're absolutely like her. And her legacy lives on. And I can't let this Sunday go by without there being a service at her church. I don't know what we're going to do with it. I know, I've been talking about starting a church. I don't know that that's where I want to start. I mean, look, there's a lot of stuff there. There's a building, there's all those things. And the most important thing is I don't want to see that building, because the area it's in, I don't want to see it just get shuttered and there's nothing there. And I've been feeling the call of God to start a church, and
This is her last blessing to you.
everything happens for something. Okay? Everything happens for a reason. And I believe that. And the events of this year have been crazy for me. I mean, I've gone through stuff this year that I can't even. You guys have been here through a lot of it.
Live streamed a lot of it.
My grandma worked too hard to keep a roof over our heads. I grew up in the basement of a church. For most of that time, we didn't even have walls. We had like blankets, like partitions that we set up in the basement of this church, and we had a lot of love. Me and my sisters were talking about yesterday, and we spent like 4 hours on the phone just talking about crazy things that we did. Just like repetitive, crazy things that we did because of the style of church we grew up in. Because grandma was a Pentecostal Assembly of God style, fire and brimstone type of preacher, man. That's who she was. And a lot of people don't like that. But grandma was something else. Grandma was something else. And as I pull into the street here and see the neighborhood I grew up in, see it falling apart, and there's an ice cream store that I used to go to. There's all these buildings that are now burned out. And my good friend Christian is actually who wasn't even here. He's working here at the Franklin Avenue Mission. He's doing some awesome stuff for the Lord. He's a good guy. And I just want to tell you, one way or another, my grandma's work will not go unrecognized. Thank you, John. John just gave a $10 super chat. Thank you, buddy.
He said, I found your channel through the entertainment. To be honest, though, I am more drawn to this part of your nature. Perhaps the entertainment angle will draw people to your deeper purpose.
Thank you, man. William, I'm it's day 2, bro. It's day 2. And thank you, John. I appreciate that. John's a good guy, man. I love John. I love all of you guys. I mean, honestly, I got to tell you, usually I talked about this yesterday. I don't have a church family right now. I don't have a church right now. It's a weird time in my life. And that's the weird part that brings me to this, right? Like this moment, Tiff. Like, I don't have a church. I don't have a responsibility somewhere else. I don't have to scramble to find somebody to take over my responsibility at my big church that I'm working at to come and
the perfect time
and
to
do this.
For Grandma.
And I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means, to be honest with you. But I know that we're here now. And we got to do this. And so I don't know. we'll see what it means. We got some cleaning to do. We got some cleaning supplies. We're gonna come over here, clean everything up, and so please join us this Sunday. I'll be talking a lot more about this. I'll be on here a lot more, actually promoting this because we're gonna do this thing. And if you're in the area, please come and spend some time with us on Sunday. If you're online, please spend some time with us anyways. This is the church that I grew up in, right here. What's that? Oh, sorry, babe. This is the church that I grew up in, right here. It's a small little church, but it's there was a lot of love in this church. Oh, thank you, Jared. Darkside's mother gave a $50 super chat. Thank you, bro. Says love to you and your family. You brought me back to my religion. You made a community for everyone, and we all love you for that. Thank you, and thank you, Grandma Fett, for raising you right. Yeah, man. Thank you, bro. There's my grandma's house. I grew up here. We lived in the church here, right? I played baseball in that backyard back there. The neighborhood, I mean, look, it's a rough neighborhood. It's a rough neighborhood here in Flint. I'm not gonna lie. My friend Heather used to live there in the house. My other friend Amy used to live right there. Like there's all this stuff. But my mom lived right there. My Uncle Bobby lives there, and this was my grandma's house here. And this is the church. This is the church right here. Echoes of Faith Holiness Church, non-denominational, full gospel. Pastor Betty Rogers. So I'm horribly late, and my sister's probably ticked at me. I had some stuff come up, and then I figured I'd do this on the way. But we got to get in here. But thank you all for your love and support. And hey, if you could be here, like I said, Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m., 1502 Jane Avenue. Those of you around here, you know where it's at, and we'll be here. All right. So love you all. We'll see you soon.